All right. So, guys, I have, 60 seconds. 60 seconds. And I'll say that again. All right. I know you have to say a lot, but, you will have time with individuals here. So, here we go.
Good morning. Great to be here. My name is Milton James, and I'm with Blue Ocean Wealth Solutions. And it's all about money, making money, and also growing and creating legacies. Good to be here.
Oh, he said 6 seconds.
Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Lorraine Millington. I own Melanin Tax Solutions, and I'm really excited to make taxes fun for everybody in the room today. I know you don't think that, but you will after I talk. And it's really about using the tax code to your advantage and making sure that it's a tool to actually build your wealth. So, looking forward to speaking with everyone and meeting with you today.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Sharon Lead. I'm the founder of NetStruck PR, and I help you look sexy in the media. You like that, right? Yeah. I help you build out your brand strategy so you will be able to be newsworthy and look fabulous in front of your clients as well as the media. I'm Sharon Lead, NetStruck PR.
And as of course, for PR, she knows how to get your attention, right? Talk about sexy in a room full of women. While I strut to the other side.
Yes, hi, good morning. My name is Marivic, and I'm from a wellness company called Partner Co. And what we do is we help people balance their hormones, boost their energy, and also just overall well being. So, like my neighbor said, health is wealth. So, it's a very important thing.
Yes, health is definitely wealth.
Yes, right. Thank you for that shout out, that segue. Good morning, everyone. My name is Kimberly Malone. I am with Primerica Financial Services and Primerica Investment Services. I have, just to give you a little bit about my background, I've been in financial services for over 30 years. Started off my career at JP Morgan Chase Bank, where I was a vice president. I attended Dartmouth College undergrad and Columbia Business School, and I currently have life licenses in 10 states and investment licenses in 4 states. It is my desire to make sure that financial services is something that gets to everyday people, because unfortunately most of us are not educated around financial services in high school and college and going up. So I invite you to come by my table today. I do seminars for financial literacy to organizations, companies, sorority groups, things of that nature. I also offer one-on-one personal consultations, complimentary, where if it's some companies that might cost you $500 to $1,500. I also invite you to join my raffle. I have some wonderful books here that you may enjoy. Thank you so much.
Hi, everybody. How is everybody today? My name is Brianna Burwell. I work with New York Life. I'm a financial professional. I work to help you. I work to help you promote and protect your biggest asset, which is what? Ourselves. We're all millionaires. We all, throughout our life, can make millions. So I work to protect that.
Hello, everyone. How are you guys doing today? Beautiful, beautiful. Love to hear it. I love to see all the lovely ladies here today. Welcome. So my name is Shanique Lawrence, and I work with Brianna as well at New York Life. And we do exactly that, right? We do family protection and protecting your greatest assets, yourselves, the things you work hard for, your families, because you didn't just wake up today and have this, right? So we try to provide solutions that'll protect those things for you. And like our neighbors at Primerica, I started in the financial space a bit over 10 years now. I started at TD Bank, worked through different roles in the banking space, and decided that there is more that I can do for people in sharing information in finance that they're not going to get just sitting down and opening a checking account or doing everyday transactions. And so I transitioned to provide that information and education for everyone. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
So we have a raffle as well. Please stop by our table and join our raffle to win this lovely gift basket. Thank you. That's it.
Hi, good morning, everyone. It's so nice to be here. That's okay, they're our neighbors. So my name is Amrita Henriquez, and my colleague is Pravini Ramatar. We are from Guyana. I imagine we are the only international partners here. So it's good to be in a room full of you lovely women, and I see some men here as well representing. It's good to have you. So we work for a company called Demar Bank. It's a commercial bank in Guyana. And the reason we're here is to let persons know if you have friends and families back home that there's an easy way to be able to remit money back home that is not through wire transfer, but a money transfer agency called RIA. So if you want to hear more about it, if you want to go and invest back in Guyana with all the oil well that we have recently, you know the oil wealth, please come speak with us.
Yes, money. They found money in Guyana. Guess who is going to Guyana? No, I'm not from Guyana, but I can be now. I mean, they're doing awesome development, and we will be talking a little bit about that a little later on.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, I know we just met, but I have a favor to ask. So, yesterday was actually my birthday, right? Thank you, thank you. And so when Sharon had asked me if I wanted to not only attend this event, but also participate as a vendor and as a speaker, I had to think like, okay, this Sharon, yes. As she mentioned, I'm one of her clients. So when she asked me, I said, okay, yeah, when is it? And she said, May 31st. I was like, oh, that's the day after my birthday. I was like, okay, what would be a better gift than for me to come here and show people how fun taxes can be and how much it can actually benefit you from a wealth standpoint, right? So the favor that I have to ask is that everyone give me all the good energy, right? Like I know we just ate, I know we did all the things, but all the good energy because taxes are going to be fun. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Awesome, awesome, thank you. Okay, so as we're kicking off, I just like as a show of hands, like how many people are paying too much in taxes? Just as a show of hands. Oh, two hands. Okay, we got two hands over there. Okay, got it. And as another show of hands, maybe how many people don't even know that they're paying too much in taxes because maybe you just have someone that just does your taxes versus someone that's actually helping you save money. Does anyone have someone that just does their taxes? Yeah. So today I'm going to enlighten you into how much that's actually costing you and maybe some steps that you can take to get the right people on your money team, because that's what I like to call it. I mean, they're supposed to be helping you to save money and make money at the same time. So I'm going to give you some steps of how you can identify where you are and then what you can do to help improve and better your situation, because this is all about wealth. All day we've been talking about money, whether it's how to protect it, right? From the first Sharon, I'm going to say first and second Sharon. From the first Sharon was talking about with great information about protecting it, right? And then we have Sharon Lead who was talking about how to generate it, right? Now I'm here to tell you, once you protect it, once you make it, how do you keep it? Because it's one thing to make it, but then if you have to give it all back, it's kind of just one hand is washing the other, right? Okay, great. So what will you gain today? I've often found that most people, when they're doing their taxes, they think taxes just all fall under one umbrella, right? Like I'm doing my taxes January to April, I'm done. I don't want to think about it again until next year. There's a difference between tax preparation and tax strategy. And so that's what I'm going to enlighten you and explain of what the difference is today. I'm also going to hopefully shed some light and maybe shift some mindsets around how you're currently set up, how much that's actually costing you. And I don't think we really think about it until we have to think about it. So I want to start that conversation and kind of start that shift from today. And then I'm also, like I mentioned, going to show you how to kind of take control. We heard about control. Janet's actually one of my favorites. But how we start taking control over our money. And one of those things is taxes, because at the end of the day, it always comes down to taxes. Everyone has mentioned taxes at some point or another in their presentation. And so this is why it's so important. We really need to get ahead of these things. And again, be fun about it, because money is fun. So that's why taxes are fun, because they go hand in hand, right? Okay. So a little about me, like why would you want to hear about taxes from me, right? Okay. So part of it is because, and one thing I'm going to say is I'm an enrolled agent. So oftentimes when I talk about tax or when tax is mentioned, everyone asks if I'm a CPA. And this is nothing against any CPAs that might be in the room or anything like that, but I do want to enlighten you to the difference between a CPA and what an enrolled agent is. A CPA is what the acronym stands for, a certified public accountant. And so generally speaking, this is not a one size fits all, but generally speaking, CPAs are there to keep you in compliance. They're there to make sure that you're doing what needs to be done in the right way when it needs to be done. And that's great. An enrolled agent is actually the highest certification level from a tax perspective. So although CPAs can do tax, they don't have to do tax. So that's not one of their specialties, as opposed to an enrolled agent where the whole test or the whole point of getting certified is it's everything tax related. So that's what I have. I've been doing this for 17 plus years. And so I know what you're thinking. She just turned 21 yesterday. How has she been doing this for 17 years? I know, I get that all the time. But I have been doing this for 17 plus years. And so I've seen all the things. I've seen people doing it wrong, if you will, but more so wrong because they don't know the other ways to do it. So that's what I'm also going to share with everyone today. And so during the time that I've been in the tax industry, during the time that I've been a tax strategist, this is kind of conservative because I only started tracking it maybe a few years back. I've saved clients at least 500,000 plus over the whole time that I've been doing taxes, right? So that's a lot of money. And if you want to be part of that growing number, because I put the plus because it keeps going up, this is what we're going to be talking about, like the proactive tax planning that helps to get that savings. Because the tax code, it is literally written there to save you money. Most people don't know it because who wants to read 100 plus pages of tax law? Like no one does. But it is literally there to save money. And so this is what we need to utilize. This is what people are doing. When we talk about, well, how does this person not pay taxes? And how does the wealthy, which is a mindset, as somebody mentioned earlier, how do the wealthy not pay? Because they're using what's already there. And so we need to start doing that as well. Okay. I also, even though I'm based in New York, I'm in the Bronx. Bronx. Even though I'm in the Bronx, I serve and work with entrepreneurs and professionals all over the country. So even if you're visiting, I think from visiting, I can still work with you, even if you're not in New York. I mean, even if I'm not in Long Island, like we can make it work. And the one thing that I've learned just over the time that I've been doing taxes or working with clients more from a strategic standpoint is if you don't get serious about your money, you will never have serious money. And so this is what we're doing here today. That's what you're doing here by coming to this event is you're getting serious about your money. So in order to build wealth. So are we excited about that? We want to get serious. I mean, we could be serious and be fun. Yeah. All right. So part of understanding where you are is, again, understanding like who's on your team. So I've titled this like different roles, different goals, because we can have people that we're working with, but they may not be in a position to actually give you what you need. So for most people, especially if you have a business, I'm hoping that you have some level of a bookkeeping system, right? Either you hired a bookkeeper, which is a tax deductible expense for the business, or you're doing some level of your own bookkeeping, even if from a personal standpoint, like outlining how much am I spending? What am I spending it on? What's my profit and loss every month? Like these are things that we need to know because the $20 here, the $50 here, it's a 500 at the end of the month. Like, where did the money go? So we have to understand from a bookkeeping standpoint, just in general, what we're doing with money, right? However, understand that a bookkeeper is not necessarily going to make you money. They're going to help organize it so that you know what's going on with it, but they're not necessarily going to help you make money. So this is someone that you want on your team, but understand like their function is not to help save you money. It's to help organize it so that, yes, it can be in a format so that you can deduct it and write it off and whatever you need to do, but they're only one piece of the puzzle, right? A tax preparer and a CPA, and like I've already, kind of talked about what a CPA is, or what function they generally serve. But a tax preparer, and this kind of gets into the difference between tax preparation and tax strategy, they're doing exactly what the title says. They are preparing your taxes. So you're taking your paperwork to them January to April. Most people in April 14th at 5 p.m. But you're taking your paperwork to them to be able to prepare your taxes. And this is, I want people to understand, more of a reactive approach. The year has already gone because, as you know, we're filing taxes for the year that's already happened. So by the time you're taking this paperwork to the tax preparer, the strategy is not help me. Like does anybody have a help me strategy currently? No? Okay, that's good. Because the amount of times that I've heard, oh, well, I did X, Y, and Z, help me find the deduction, that's not the strategy that we want. The strategy is, hey, I did this in June, now it's July, what can I do before the end of the year to help mitigate any taxes that I may be paying on that? That's the strategy. So when you're dealing with a tax preparer, you're usually not talking to them during the year. You're usually talking to them in January to April when you're looking for help. And that's again, not the strategy that I want everyone in this room to start moving forward with, is having that more proactive approach of saying, okay, I have an advisor, I have a strategist. I want to talk to them, again, which is where the fun comes in. I want to see how we can make this better instead of being nervous about, I don't know how bad this is going to be. Again, the shift, right? So that's where the strategist comes in. That's me. And so a tax strategist, they're helping you plan and strategize so that you're saving money. As an example, so like I have a client one of my clients who just purchased a rental property, and we're going to get into one of those examples in a minute. Had they not come to me before trying to do this transaction, they would have already been thinking about, oh, I'm just going to do a 1031 exchange, and then I'm not going to pay taxes on the capital gains and blah, blah, blah. That's not how a 1031 exchange works. It doesn't work after you've already purchased and sold the property. There's a proactive approach to where you have to do things before the property even goes on the market. So the reactive approach is, they'll just put some things on the paper and then I won't pay capital gains. No. Having the conversation with me beforehand prevented that from actually happening, so they actually saved money in the long run, right? And so this is kind of the planning that I'm talking about. There's a lot of things that are thrown out there, YouTube University and IG College and all the things, right? There's a lot of information out there. The TikToks, I haven't created a name for that one yet, but the TikTok videos, like there's a lot of information out there, but does it actually apply to your situation? A lot of times that conversation needs to be had. We can hire the kids, hire the dog. I'm still trying to get a social security number for the dog. But like we can do all of these things, but does it actually apply for your situation? And that's where a lot of the confusion and a lot of the, oh, well, this doesn't work for me. I'm tired of taxes. This doesn't, because you're not doing it right, or you maybe not having the right person there to explain how you can do it better. So that's where the strategist comes in. And I just put a note there to say, like, depending on where you feel you may fall in this line of people that you're working with, it's the understanding of not knowing if they are actually saving you money, and if they're not, who to go to be able to get that accomplished. And so hopefully this helps to give a little light on, maybe I do need to bring an advisor on my team. Okay, so what is this actually costing you? Like I kind of gave I guess a loose example of someone that could have lost a lot of money just by thinking they can do something that wasn't really applicable to them. But you also have to think about like where we are right now, the current administration that we currently have in place right now, right? Outside of all of that craziness, there's a lot of tax laws that were put in place. I think they've been in place maybe about like 7 or 8 years now, like when the current administration was first in office. There was a complete overhaul of the tax code, and a lot of things have changed, especially for people who live in New York. You're not necessarily, you were kind of capped on how much you can write off in terms of taxes. Standard deductions went up, and not to be too technical, but there was a lot of changes that people didn't realize until they realized. A lot of those laws were set to expire at the end of this year. Now we have the old administration that's now the current administration, and there is also now on the docket or in place right now to be another overhaul of the tax code. So I'm mentioning this because this is the time to get a strategist. This is not the time to go to your preparer next year and say, oh, I think some things had happened with the taxes. Just, figure it out. Just put it on the paper, help me. That's the key, help me. This is the time to know what should I be doing before the end of the year so that I can be prepared for these things. Because a lot of the fear that has been instilled since the beginning of this year when this current administration went into place is things have been changing every day. Like literally every day you get up, you don't even want to watch the news anymore because I don't even want to know what new order or law is in place right now. And one way to avoid that is being ready. And in order to be ready, you have to have someone who's actually notifying you of these things or putting a plan into place so that regardless of what's happening on the outside, you're still grounded in what you're doing and what you're moving towards, right? And so that's part of the plan, that's part of the strategy. So, and I keep mentioning strategy because it is key, but most people don't understand that there's 100+ strategies in the tax code. So not obviously we're not all out here to use 100+ strategies. Most people only need probably like 3 or 4, depending on what you're doing, right? But because there are so many strategies, there's so much opportunity for people to be spending or saving more money. So for everyone who raised their hand or even raised both hands to say, I'm paying too much, know that there's 100+ strategies that will help you not pay as much if you know which ones to use. Because on average, most people save between $8,000 to $12,000, in taxes based on strategy. Like I have a client right now that I just started working with, maybe like 7 or 8 years ago. 7 or 8 months ago, and we've already saved her 50,000+ just by using 2 strategies, right? Just because of things that the person who was doing her taxes wasn't telling her, and when she began to realize, like, I'm making more money, but I'm paying way more in taxes. That's when she was referred to me, actually. And again, we've saved her 50+. So if you're in that category of knowing, like, I don't know what I don't know, but I know that what I'm doing right now is not the right way, that's when you know you need to get to kind of level up, if you will, and get someone else who's actually going to help you, versus you trying to figure it out yourself. So that's what it's potentially costing you. The opportunity cost of not knowing and then not necessarily knowing where to go can be costing you a lot more. So this is why I'm here, to help you understand that there are options once you know that there's actually strategy behind tax, right? Not just doing the taxes. Okay, so this is one of the examples that I was talking about. So I have a current client right now, and I'm sure there's a lot of business owners in the room, but I'm sure there's also a lot of what I call W-2 earners, right? Like you work for a company, you're receiving a W-2, perfectly fine. But oftentimes W-2s can kind of limit, if you're not creative enough, limit some of the tax deductions or strategies that you're available for. So I have one client that came to me and they make just under $300,000. They're a married couple, just under $300,000 on a W-2. right? So that can, in hindsight, kind of limit some of their tax deductions. However, they also have, or they've purchased a rental property. So for most people, we already know that, or at least I'll say that real estate is one of the biggest tax opportunities from a deduction standpoint, right? There's so many credits, deductions that you can get from purchasing rental property. However, if you have a W-2 and you're making over a certain amount, you can't necessarily use real estate the way that somebody else who maybe owns their own business or doesn't make as much can. But one thing that I want you to be aware of is that you can still generate tax-free money. Like how many people want tax-free money? I don't see the double hands. Okay, double, thank you. Okay, so one way that you can get tax-free money, especially from real estate, is from something, well, one option is from depreciation, right? You can purchase a rental property, and in life, like in just regular instance, that property is making you money. It's cash flowing. You're making more on the money than more on the property than what you're spending, right? Like you have tenants that are paying you rent. That rent is paying the mortgage, paying the real estate taxes, the insurance, like all of the expenses for the property. And then after that, you still have money left over. That's cash flow. So how that works from a tax standpoint is because you're creating a loss on paper for the property, which is generally accomplished by depreciation. I'm not going to get into the technical of what that means, but anyway, because you're creating a loss on paper, you're now creating tax-free income because you're reporting the rent that you're getting from the property. You're deducting all of the expenses against it. So now it's creating a loss on paper so that you're not paying taxes on that. And then you still have the cash flow that you've been receiving from the property every month. This is how you get tax-free money. And then you still have an asset on top of that, right? So this is how you leverage the tax code to be able to generate wealth. And so that's just one example. And this is from someone who, and then you can always then, if I'm getting advanced, then maybe take a home equity line against the rental property, then go purchase another one and then rinse and repeat, right? Or do the BRRRR method. Anyway, there are lots of different things that you can do to, again, create tax-free wealth and then still generate generational wealth at the same time. So that's just one example. The other example I have is a client that, I mean, for anyone who's in the room who has LLCs, right? And let me just do a quick thing. LLCs are not bad. I'm not saying that, but just keep in mind that LLCs are not the end all be all for business, right? They have a different implication from a tax standpoint than they do from a business standpoint. They can protect you from liability and all of that, but from a tax perspective, especially if you're the only person in that LLC, there's no separation, right? So you're still paying likely the most in taxes. You're on the higher end for being audited because of how the tax returns are being filed. So it doesn't necessarily create that much more of an advantage from a tax standpoint as it does from a business standpoint. So I'll just leave it at that for right now. But understanding that, okay, if you have an LLC and you're making money in this business, you need to be having the conversations of like, when does it make sense to actually shift this to a more beneficial structure for my business, right? I think most people are sometimes advised incorrectly in terms of how they should structure the business. I don't think you should just go out the gate and have what's called an S corporation, right? Because sometimes that doesn't make sense and it may cost you more than what it's actually saving you. But as you're progressing in the business, this is why you need to be having these conversations of when does it make sense to actually do this conversion. For this particular client, they just thought like, oh, well, I'm writing off deductions and I'm paying taxes. Yeah, but did you realize that you could be paying yourself while that still is a deduction, while then you can also save money in self-employment taxes and still be accomplishing the same thing or better, right? Just from one switch from an LLC to an S Corp, right? And this is, again, one of the tax strategies that I'm mentioning. It could be just one or two things that can save you thousands of dollars. But if you don't know, then you won't be doing these things. So that's just, and then other growth potentials. Like if you have an S corp, then you can probably do what's called an accountable plan. So you're reimbursing yourself for things that you're already doing. You're reimbursing yourself for mileage and for home office and for all these different things that you're already doing that you're not getting credit for. This is how you get more money. This is how you generate wealth. Okay, so I think might be running low on time, so let me just speed up a little. So one thing that I think I've been subtly but not so subtly mentioning to everyone is, again, shifting the mindset from thinking about taxes as a burden to something that actually benefits you. Like, one thing I want everyone in the room to understand is I want that conversation to be not how much am I getting as a refund, but more so how well did I do, right? Like, how much less did I have to pay? How much did I kind of break even, if you will, with the taxes? We don't want a large refund. That means you gave too much money and now you're just getting more of your own money back. We don't want that. We want to be able to pay just enough and then maybe get a little bonus if we're eligible for credits and all of those things. All right. So you can see like kind of the bullet points I put there, but the main thing is understanding that shift of, I don't want to pay just enough. I want to pay my fair share and that's it. No, nothing more, nothing less type of thing. Right. Okay. These are just like 10 signs that I often see of where people start to make the shift to know that they want to work with a strategist. So whether that's you're making more money and you're still paying even more in taxes, that's when because the more money you make, it actually opens up the door for more strategies, right? So we don't have to be scared to make more money because it actually creates more opportunity. But if you're scared to make money, which most people would be, because if I make more, I pay more, that's when you need to talk to me. Because that's where a lot of the opportunity comes in. And I'll just read off some, like if you're working with an accountant who just files the return, again, just keeps you in compliance, but you're not actually having the conversation of, well, why am I paying this much? How can I pay less? Do you have any ideas? Like these are the conversations that need to be had, because right now is strategy season. And everyone's just getting over filing the taxes in April. But this is where the work is done. This is where you make the money from May to December, or maybe November, because you can take a little time off vacation. But this is strategy season. This is when you're doing the work. If you feel like you're taking all the deductions, but you're still paying a lot, there's a strategic way, because you also don't want to write off everything and then you want to go apply for a house and then you're not showing any income. That's not the strategy either. You want to be able to make sure that you're paying enough so that you're showing income so that you can be eligible for loans and use OPM, which is other people's money. They're not going to give you money if you're not showing that you're making any, right? So that's also part of the strategy. So we don't want to deduct everything, but we want to make sure that we're strategically not paying enough as well. What else do I have here? Like investing without a plan, kind of just throwing everything against the wall, see what sticks. That's not a strategy either. So if any of these resonate with you, right, then come have a conversation with me of how can we do better? How can I do better, right? Okay, so that's pretty much it. I think I'm just toking the line here. But if based on all, and I hope all of this has been helpful or at least enlightening in terms of where you may be and where you're trying to go, and if you're ready to start making the real wealth moves, then come talk to me at my table. You see the one over there in the blue? So I think you have a model. Come talk to me. I am also offering free consultations for anyone who's like, I need to start this conversation. And then also, if maybe you're a little bit more of a higher action taker and you're like, okay, I know I need help. I know whatever I just did a couple of months ago wasn't right. And you want me to start actually analyzing either your returns or your financial situation. I'm also offering a discount on strategy sessions with me so we can actually just start getting to work and start saving you money. That's all.
Thank you. And I thought about what you said. I went back to my car because we were walking and went back to my car. And I was like, wow.
She was on the radio with me.
Yeah, I was. Where you're going to be, please be good. So, but I started thinking like, makes a lot of sense. If you really love what you're doing, it just all comes naturally, right? So yeah, thanks for that, Jennifer. Yolanda. Yolanda, given, no, not you, not you. Not you, unique you.
Every time you say Yolanda, I'm like,
Big bad Iris. Given the tax implications of various investment strategies, how can women entrepreneurs make informed and intentional decisions when investing profits back into their ventures or external opportunities?
I'm just going to keep the line going with education. We're all on social media. We're strolling down the rabbit hole. I do it myself. But if you don't have the right algorithms, you're always going to get the wrong information. So the IRS is on all social media platforms. No one likes to go to our website, but we have the information for you to help you, to guide you, to keep you in track. By the time you hear from us, it's the end of your road. It's horror stories that people hear when they associate with the IRS. But we give you everything you need up front. We're not hiding any information. You just don't like the three letters, so you block us out. So I try to, little by little, even if you just watch a 15-minute video that we have. Our workshops are on all social media platforms. We're even on YouTube. Like, we do webinars, we do seminars, we do free workshops. Everything is free with us. You already claim you pay us too much, so all my services are free. All of our social media platforms are free. You can get our newsletters. Just, I'm a stakeholder liaison. There's one in every single state. We partner with all agencies to come out here and give you all of the information that you need. We want you to be in business, stay compliant, and then you don't have to hear from us. But you need to do it up front. Baby steps. You learn a little here, you put that in practice, you gain a little more, you keep building, and then even if you hire an accountant, because taxes are scary, you're signing, so you better know what that accountant is doing. And like our presentation showed us earlier, there's different levels. They're not there with you every day. So if you don't know how to advocate for yourself, they can't advocate for you. When you come and sit in front of your auditor, in front of the IRS, we're not with you every day. So if you can't tell me what you did, you didn't do it. So these are some things that you can help yourself free of charge. Instead of listening to the ticky-talkers out there that don't know anything, how about you just listen to your state and other government officials that have these platforms for you to help you free of charge. Education is key, and it doesn't have to be pricey.
So Yolanda reached out to me, and I was like, scammers. I literally thought it was a scammed email. So she, and I hesitated at first. I was like, all right, let's Zoom. I could see who you are. And I know if there's a glitch, if it's AI talking to me, I'm up on that, right? But she is, in fact, real, and she's here today. So thank you. At this time, I'm going to ask if you have any questions, and then we'll come back and ask you for some final departing words. All right. So any questions? Yes.
I have a question for Dr. Lukes. Dr. Lukes,
Thank you.
because Jennifer, you mentioned after your fire about dealing with contractors who are unlicensed. So you talked about being a woman in construction. I have a person right now, really good at what he does. They say they have a business, right, as a contractor, but it's like go through the process to become a licensed contractor, whatever needs to be done. So in your program, do you help, support, guide someone to move from being a handyman to being a legitimate contractor or contracting business?
Okay, so I can say from the workforce development, let's take from the Department of Labor's standpoint. Yes, there are trainings and workshops. It depends if where do they want to be, a tradesman, a contractor, a plumber. It's licensing that you have to do, and it's an education and then a hands-on point. So they, like with any education, they have to go through their process, depending on where they want to go. You hear this word construction, and it's a broad scope, right? It's all different levels and different types of jobs, even reading blueprints, right? Even our architects, right? Our plumbers, our electricians, who's doing the asbestos. It's these broad areas. So for that person, I would suggest try to do a little research and see where do you want to go. Remember I said always where do you want to end up? And then we create that strategic plan. And then from there, you'll see in your area, because remember, certain licenses are also going by the area that you're serving. So they have to do their research first, see where they want to end up, and then see what licenses and what training is involved in having that process to be a licensed contractor. And then they'll talk about insurance and bonding and all those things later. I don't want them to get scared about some of it, but it pays off. So tell them step one, figure out where they want to be and what they want to do, more than a handyman. You're welcome.
Thank you. Yes.
So this question is also for Dr. Luke. So for when you think about construction, you don't necessarily always think about women in construction. So my daughter is pursuing a trade. She's doing electrical engineering.
Excellent.
And,
Yes.
yes, so she's someone who needs to work with her hands, and she finally landed on something that I think she's really passionate about. But as a young woman of color, when she finishes her schooling, like what are some resources for young women who are trying to get into trade?
Well, remember, I always speak about entrepreneurship, right? So let's not always be the worker bee, be the queen bee.
Yes.
Maybe she wants to open up her own company, okay? And then she'll become NWBE certified. And then there's contracts and grants out there. I'm also going to say this too, is that I did not grow up believing that women were involved in construction. Due to my fiance, he's a master plumber, he introduced that to me. And I was like, you know what? When you can build and develop a world, there's a lot of power in that, right? And also we have a say in what? Our communities. So I also was so intrigued by it on a broader scope. So what I would say to your daughter is think about just being that person who can provide opportunities to others and leadership, because we need more women in leadership at the tables when we talk about construction and development. It's not enough of us there.
Awesome. Any other question for our panelists? They have questions. They're shy. Yeah.
It's not a question more than a comment. Most times you go around and it's a doctor, a nurse, a financial planner, or just the regular, not regular. But coming here today and hearing about different options, it's amazing. And I'm sure that when we live here, and especially even with the business that I'm in, you'll be thinking, how can I help some younger people to think of other options? So this has been very enlightening. I appreciate being here. Thank you.
Yeah, for young people in particular, young women, young men, however, technology has been the dominant industry for some years here very recently. Now we know AI is a whole thing that I heard on the news the other day. 50% of the jobs now will be unemployed because of what AI is bringing to the table. Now we don't know. They say it's going quicker than they thought. But what would your advice be, especially to young folks, and as you said, various options in the field? How would you direct them? Because for them, they finish school, they do all that. They really need internships. They really need to get into a business, even if they volunteer their time to learn a skill set. But what avenue? Because I think that's the most important for us, is thinking about the avenue for those that we want to mentor, to introduce them to many options, because It's a situation out there. So what would any of you advise in terms of that and their direction as to where they should go?
I'll start and then I'll pass it over. I'm going to tell you a little bit about my story so you can understand. So I grew up in Harlem. I used to live on 100 on Riverside Drive, and then I moved up the hill to 143rd in Hamilton. And if you know Harlem in the 70s and 80s, it was a lot of drugs, it was a lot of crime. We went through the crack epidemic, heroin epidemic. So the leaders in our community might have been the drug dealers or the ones who ran the number spots and all these things, right, that were going on at that time in Harlem. So now when we go outside, or when I went outside as a little girl, who were my superheroes? There were none. You know what I did? I read a lot of books as a child. So I started to use my imagination. If you would tell the 14-year-old LaShawn, now I'm 50, going to be 51 this year, that I'm doing all the things that I'm doing, I would not believe it. My life has phased. And I say this because my life really changed about 35. Is when I really said, you know what? I want to make a difference in this world. I want to be a trailblazer. I'm the first of a lot of things in my family. And I'm sure some of you are as well. And when you're a trailblazer, you can't look back because there's nothing back there, right? There's nothing to look back at. So you're always going to look ahead and become innovative in your thinking. Speaking to what you're saying about AI, which I hate AI. I don't allow my boy to write any letters with AI, right? I said, use your mind, right? Don't let the spider webs get in there. But for the youth, what I tell them is get into computer programming, get into things to fix the problems. When you're a problem solver, you're always going to be in business. That's how I'm able to reinvent myself. And that's what a lot of our young people do. Find a problem. When I teach financial literacy, I tell them this in entrepreneurship. Find a problem and create that solution.
I agree totally with Dr. LaShawn. So AI, listen, I've always had a secretary, I've always had an assistant. Turning on the computer was so difficult for me, still is at times. But what I've learned is that you have to make it work for you. So you have to move with what's happening because you're going to stay stagnant. For the new graduates that are coming out, identify what it is that you want to do. And if AI can enhance it, use it to enhance it. Don't use it to do the job because it could potentially crash. It's not a human. And then that human quality, God made us individually. AI, they're not individual. You know, you're going to get the similar answers all the time. And unless you program, I heard you can program it. I have no clue. But the point is that human touch is always going to be needed. That nurse, yeah, you probably could get a robot to give a shot, but who's going to console that patient? The human quality is always going to be needed. So identify where you can use AI to help you or enhance the skills that you will need, but be who you are. Find your purpose. I'm going to go back to that every day and all the time because living in that purpose, no one, no AI, no computer, nothing or no one will be ever able to change that.
So I used to do a lot of job fairs when we were hiring, and I would never put the actual spelling for the IRS. I would just put the IRS to see how many youth actually knows what the letters mean, to see what their parents are telling them about the IRS and their mindset behind it. 90% of them have no idea what the letters mean. So when I think of AI and I think about the federal government, I think of cybersecurities. I think of making them understand how to protect people that may fall victim, how to set up things correctly so that you don't fall victim to scams, educating people about good AI and bad AI and good technology and using it correctly. We have a VITA program that does taxes. Most likely you've heard of different libraries doing tax preps. So now we're going into high school to teach those high school students to help the seniors do their taxes electronically. because they have that knowledge built in for computers. So you're getting two things. We're teaching the youth young about taxes. We're helping the seniors learn about technology, and they're learning from each other. They're reaching that gap. A lot of seniors don't have people visiting them. So having the high school kids there talking to them is building everything everyone needs. So are we teaching technology? Yes, but there's still an interaction between humans.
Yes. What question did you? Yes, I'm going to put you on the spot.
I was just piggybacking on what Andrea said, in that I never knew your business existed. I never knew, oh, she disappeared, her business. So the exposure to all the different, you're limited by nothing but what you desire to do, whatever your passion is or your purpose is. Um, you can develop a business around it and find resources to help you. So I'm just saying this was great. Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you always for your sponsorship. By the way, she sponsored International Women's Conference 2024, and this will be just passed. Yeah, appreciate you so much. So one last question, and then I'm going to have them just do a wrapping up, and then, yeah.
Awesome, thank you. So it's just not only a question, but just to add to the conversation. In New York City, the state of New York has a construction program where if you want to be mentored by the city on how to start a construction business, they have that. So if you Google it, you'll find it. So if anyone's looking for that, and if you're a woman, there's a program called Women in Non-Traditional Business where they get you certified for plumbing, electrician, and also help you get into those unions so that you can be a union worker. So those are just two tidbits for the construction people.
Thank you. Great information. All right, ladies, just some parting words or information that you would like to give before we move on to a little final networking and final words from me. Yes.
I believe that in order for you to see yourself doing something, you have to see people that look like you. So when we think of the big, scary IRS, you don't look for a person like me. So this is another reason why I like going out, so that the youth can see themselves and understand that there are government jobs. It is a source of income. It's a source of career. I love what I do. I come out, I speak, I meet different people. They're all different avenues. And I try to make them understand the IRS is not numbers, it's not math. We have nurses, we have caterers, we run the gamut when it comes to jobs. So I don't want people to just close mind certain industries or agencies because they don't understand. So we need events so that we can break down those stigmas and get more people doing the right job that can help you.
Thank you.
Dr. Neva, this was awesome. I've learned so much, and quite a few of you, I'll be using your services. I come from very humble beginnings. And coming from humble beginnings, we learn how to survive. When are we going to start thriving? Can today be the day that we leave the victim mentality behind and say we're victors? We're no longer victims. We are going to thrive, and we're not going to just survive. Can today be the day that you start your new season? If you want to write a book, I didn't know I can write. I done write 2. I'm on my way to my 3rd. It is in you. Everything you need is right in you. That inner me that is the enemy sometimes, tap into that inner me. Everything you need to live in purpose, to be that millionaire, to break those generational curses, to walk in purpose, it lies within you. So today is your day.
Yes, Minister.
One thing that I want to say is, number one, turn to a table and just wave at the people that's sitting across from you. You know, because like I said, I see these clicks, but my thing to you is learn how to network. And I'm speaking specifically to our sisters and our women. Be kind to one another. Give each other grace. Because I don't see enough of that. Sometimes we're looking at something to be wrong with someone, and that's the person that can change your life. Also, be your brand every day. And Sharon, because I know, so let me just share. I know Sharon for how long? A long time. Very long time. And I've seen Sharon grow. And she's seen me grow too. So we could just love on each other in that space. And one thing with Sharon, she's always been that sister. She's always been that sister to help. There's quite a few people in this room that I know personally, and some I'm sure I will take you on my next part of my journey with me. The reason that I have grown the New Greater Hempstead Chamber of Commerce, when I got it, I inherited 20 businesses and they were not active, to over 170 businesses within 1 year. The reason I'm the first Black woman to serve a 3-year term, normally it's a 1-year term, since 1914, right? Because my board believed in me. You know why they believed in me? Because I took those action steps. Because I activated immediately. I didn't need a warm up. I was already ready. And guess what? I fight for my businesses. I advocate for my businesses. I advocate for resources. I'm going to push you. If you're around me, I'm going to push you to be an entrepreneur. I don't like worker bees because, you know, they always moving around the beehive and working, and that big bee sitting there, right? Just getting fat. They bringing back all the honey. You have to decide what you want to be. I believe each and every one of you in here are queen. If you're a queen bee, raise your hand. Okay? We're queen bees. We're not designed to be working and doing all this stuff. And I had to learn that a long time ago. I have 5 children that I raised. I have 2 grandchildren. And if I sat still, I wouldn't be up here today. Okay? Public assistance was never my way. Never my way to prosperity. I worked and I worked hard, but I also worked strategic. So what I want to see is I want to see more queen bees. Okay? We got to sit back and let them work for us because we have our business plan and we're going to activate it. And even if your business plan, because we didn't even tap on business plans, they're extremely, extremely important. And guess what? They could be tweaked and they can be changed, and that's okay. Because the more you learn, that's a living document. It should grow. So that's what my words are. You are all queen bees. Leave here with that mentality.
And we have kings, right, guys? Don't want to leave y'all out because, men that supports women. What?
Oh, let me say, and I should be the first one to say that because my fiance is here. Your husband is here, and he is an instrumental part of what you see. I would be somewhere. I'm not gonna say I wouldn't be where I need to be, but guess what? It's greater together. Okay? And it also teaches me, because I work with a lot of men, believe it or not, more so than women. And sometimes us as women, we have to be nurturing and supporting to our men. They need us just as much as we need them. So just clap for the men in the room. Thank you. And Daryl as well. Sharon's husband is here as well.
Thank you. All right. Before we're wrapping up at this moment, ladies, you can stay here for a second, just for a second. Laura, I forgot, I mentioned collaborations earlier, and I forgot to mention in October, we're collaborating to do the leadership symposium on Long Island, guys. And so I'm part of a book another book, so it'll be 6, I'm counting, book that they will be publishing, right? So thank you for that opportunity, Laura. So guys, you could find out about that event. Again, I appreciate you. I appreciate the sponsors, speakers. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Lauren, she's on the phone outside, is probably talking about her vacation. Sharon back here and Sharon back here. Ladies, thank you so much. Our vendors, sponsors from Demarara Bank Limited. Thank you to New York Life. Thank you to Prime America. Thank you to Partner.co. That is the actual name, Partner. Yes, she deals with women health, right? That's the best way. Thank you. my only male member, but he is awesome. I hope you checked him out. Melanie, still talking, and Sharon. Guys, with the rest of the time that we have here, please, if you have not met someone already, try to do so before you leave. All right? Thank you so much. Speaker, oh, just speakers, the want to come on up and take pictures? Sharon. Give me one second. He was like, I'm not waiting on you. That's sure. All right. Oh, okay, okay. All right. Huh.
All the winners? How many winners?
Winner.
Right here. Right here, they're right here. We're right here.
There's a.
The winners are right here.
Yeah, you not see.
Okay.
Oh, I just not. You gotta do.
Yeah.
Okay, I just need to announce.
Hello. Hello.
Cool, we got it. Good. Ready, ready.
All right, so 4 winners, right? Here we go, all the winners. 1, 2. One time. 1, 2. I love the straws, baby. I love the straws. All right.
Guys, there's a gift basket being raffled. And there's a books being raffled. Don't leave if you don't win. Where's the gift that's being raffled? Okay. New York Life and Prime America. Guys, there's a raffle. If you want to walk away with something else, here's your chance. Just put this until it's we're here till 3, so then we could turn it off. Completely.
Sorry for that.
No, you didn't do it. You did your job, really. Just some of the
Yeah, I got you.
You should take a picture of me.
picture of you guys? Yes. This is the famous network. Yeah. Yes, the famous. Yeah, I know. My wife was part of that network for a while. No. She wasn't? No, that's not you? No, we don't have a membership. You sure? Yeah, so let me finish y'all. Yeah. I have stuff going on, but I never have this membership. Okay, cool. That's a good thing. I know Sharon. Yeah. Okay. They finished with the mics, right?
This is the working mic.
Because I was recording their stuff because I couldn't get it out. I couldn't get it out from you guys.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Good.
I've been looking natural.
Good.
Lawyer that went to Harvard.
Good. Are you from? Where you from? Long Island?
I'm from Brooklyn, but I live in Long Island. Yeah, I'm in Bayshore. So I live in Bayshore. My business is Iceland. So I'm all the way out there.
Well, that's not that. Well, Bayshore is out here.
I feel like Iceland is because it's on the South Shore. It's kind of like, it's that weird extra drive. Yeah.
I used to live in Brooklyn like 20 years ago.
So I left Brooklyn towards my senior year of high school. So I went to Brentwood High School. I went to 4 different high schools. I went to South Shore. I went to I don't know if you remember Maxwell back in Brooklyn, and graduated from Brentwood High School. Yeah. So yeah.
I hear you. Well, that's a good business you got going on.
Thank you. Hopefully you and your wife can help me.
Okay, yeah, no problem.
Link up and make a consultation and see how it works.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
It's an option, yeah. But as you know.
Hold on. Back to you. Hold on. Don't go nowhere. Listen, you want to take a picture with all the vendors? Or something, or maybe one at a time? All the vendors to come together, or maybe you want to each table? Each table. Okay, let's go, real quick. Snap them. Come, yep. Picture time. With the boss. Nice. Okay, next one. Oh, sorry guys, real quick. Awesome. Let's get Sharon. Sorry guys. Sorry ladies. Just one picture with the boss. Yes. All right, it's on my side. Take a picture. Let's get your sign here. Sorry, my dear. Can I get your slide over just for a quick second? All right, here we go, guys. Yep. Perfect. Good. From America. Kim lost out. Kim. Call Kim. We'll move over.
Okay, Kim.
Are you missing somebody too?
She's right behind you. Yes, me. Oh, okay.
You looking like I was supposed to give you a check. She's like, where the check at?
You go in the middle. Oh, man. All right, when she comes back. I'm right here.
Awesome, guys. 1, 2. 1, 2. You want the whole basket this time?
No, it's
Okay. Last one.
Appreciate the ass.
Cool child. You're in the way, baby. Well, you got 1, 2.
Okay, that's right.
One time.
We're gonna do that.
One more time.
Write your number.
Awesome.
Okay, because it's not working out for
Who we
me,
missing?
right? phone number, please.
Where's she at? Where's she at? Come on, Kim. Come on, Kim. Come on, come on, Kim. Come on.
Okay.
Come on, Kim. You look like you lost. You lost, Kim? You lost? Okay, come on. Work with it. Work with it. Excuse me, darling. Come on. You act like you don't want to get in there. What's up with you? All right, ready? Yes. 1, 2. 1, 2. One more time. Awesome.
Thank you.
All right, we got all the vendors.
Neva.
Okay, so should I give you my cell number?
Don't forget the raffle. Did they come over? Who's the winner? Raffle. All right. Guys, listen up, listen up.
Nine, 3, 3, 0, 1. Okay. Yes. Yes. Yeah. We learned. Yes. Oh wait, what'd she say? It was all of the info. Speaking with you, I will reach out to you. Okay. All right. Okay. Just gotta trust me. Do I have everything you need? Yep. You have that. Information.
Who won? Who won? Who won? Who won? Who won? Who won? You? Okay. All right. Awesome. Thank you, guys. Give away a book?
I'm in Brooklyn. Why are you in ICE? How did you get there? Oh yeah, I know some beautiful. How did you find the word?
From America. I can't say from America. From America. Got it. All right.
Okay, so how did they drop you off at
I like this. My timekeeper. Timekeeper.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Creating attention. Timekeeper is talking to Jennifer. My timekeeper, May, you just won. Oh!
Thank you.
I need a book.
Let's choose the one you like.
Oh my God. You have this, is this good? All right, let's take a picture, guys.
Yep. Wow,
I keep messing you up. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Wait, how do it's already on? I'm so sorry. Don't kill me. How do you do this?
I'll fix it. Let him do it. Let
I'm
him
so
go.
sorry. I'm following her directions.
1, 2. One more. Yeah. Posture, ladies. Come on. Nice. Nice little smile. Awesome. One more time. One more time. Awesome. Thank you.
Okay.
What happened to you,
Do you
nigga?
mind me if I just show me? Yeah, I got you.
Come on. Get it in. Let me take my picture and
I'm just gonna take a picture for you.
Here we go. 1, 2. 1, 2. One more time. Thank you, guys.
I find that so much easier. And mine is just yeah, mine is just
Okay, so
yeah. So I work from home. I'm a New Jersey here. I did the merch media. And you said that you're in here.